It feels like the beginning of the end. Now we get to move on to the really exciting things. 3 hours later, I've done one room. So cute. Now, what's happening? My name's Biata, and I've been building my dream home and homestead from scratch for the last 3 years because, again, it's expensive out here. We couldn't afford to hire the whole thing out. So I've learned how to run machines, drop trees, do the framing and the rough-ins, and now I'm on to the finishing work. Last week, I officially finished off mudding. Well, almost. And I also want to get our rooms sanded and primed. And of course, have help with our handy-dandy light. It makes sure you can see all the inconsistencies. You can see the ridges and the little scratches. I've got my sander with 180 grit foam-backed sandpaper, and I've got my face mask ready to go. I'm gonna have to do voiceovers because I can't talk with this thing on.
The most common comment I got about doing your own drywall was everyone hates sanding. I've already sanded a third of the house, but sanding in the summer, ugh.
And it's hot now, and it's gross, and it's sticky. The last time I sanded, it was very much the end of winter. But honestly, guys, a good podcast, a good book, we're ready to go. It's all fun and games, not really, until you get to the ceiling. And then that stuff gets in your eyes. Ugh. The vaulted ceiling was a whole lot easier than a flat ceiling. I need goggles on for the ceiling. I already have a headache starting from looking up and from too many chocolate chips. A flat ceiling, the dust gets stuck in between the sandpaper and the ceiling, and it's really hard to move. This is so funny. I just figured out this light extends higher, which makes things a lot easier. These goggles with the seal on them, they are worth it. They're needed for this. I definitely needed these benches out. I was really trying to reach, but I was really hurting my neck. This is so much easier just to get a little bit closer up to the ceiling. It could just be that I'm short. This is too difficult because you are too short. But when you're doing stuff like this, you eventually find ways that work better for yourself. And since this is one of the first experiences I have on a flat ceiling, I just had to figure out what worked best for me. Oh, so cute. It's taken me 2 hours to do one room. I'm not even done yet. And my little sponge. Future projects. This guy is great for cleaning up corners. Three hours later, I've done one room, but it is looking good. Like I did a good job, but now I know kind of how to pace myself. I can get one more room done today after I eat a quick little lunch. Oh my gosh, I was right. 2 big rooms took me a full day. 3 hours per room. It can be tricky, like balancing motherhood and building and business and all of that, but my days are 6-hour days typically. I have 1 big bedroom, 2 small bathrooms, and a hallway to finish, so that's probably gonna be a day and a half. It's so humid out. This is sticking to me. I am officially done sanding. Well, sanding drywall mud. I still have to sand after I prime. But other than that, I'm done sanding. Sanding when it's like 1000% humidity is way different than sanding in the winter. And tonight we are going to the beach and eating dinner with friends. And I think I'm gonna get in the water for the first time this year. See if I can.
I'm gonna come and push you off.
No, you're not.
Make sure to close your eyes.
Okay.
Did you see seaweed?
After a long few days of sanding, which just felt so disgusting in this humidity, it was so nice to go to the beach, have a swim, and I'm gonna make a smoothie for us and the kids using my new BLUETTI Elite 100. This is my smallest unit that I've received from BLUETTI, who's the sponsor of this week's video, and the Elite 100 is super light, really easy to carry around, great for camping, boating, going to the beach, and I'm even gonna be using it on the job site because it runs 1800 watts with a 3600 watt surge and a 2700 lifting power, which is perfect for a smoothie on the beach.
So after 2 days of sanding and a day of wiping all the extra sand off the walls and preparing everything, we are officially ready to move on to priming the rooms. I'm so excited. I'm really excited to see how everything looks because you do notice more inconsistencies after you prime. I'm going to be using my paint sprayer on my BLUETTI Elite 100 today. I do still have to back roll. I can't just paint spray. This is because you really want to have a uniform surface for your prime, and also you want that pressure of the back roll.
The paint sprayer is pulling around 300 watts.
I'm excited to see how it's going to work on the job site, how long the battery will last compared to some of the other bigger models. For all rooms, I'm starting with ceilings. Give it a back roll, paint the corners, and I put this on an extension pole to make it a lot easier. The BLUETTI AC 100 is doing a fantastic job for such a small and pretty light unit. We're now in the future. I have finished painting the rest of the rooms. You'll have to see that in a second. The BLUETTI Elite 100 V2 performed perfectly. After 5 hours of using the paint sprayer, it was only down to 55%. This unit has 1024 watt hours. This means you can run a fan for 18 hours, great for camping, a portable fridge for 14.3 hours. It can charge your smartphone 52 times or your laptop 12.6 times. Monitor and manage any of your BLUETTI battery banks using the BLUETTI app. You have a 5-year warranty, 4 120 volt outlets, 2 USB-C and 2 USB-A outlets, and you can charge it up to 4,000 times. BLUETTI's Prime Day deals are coming up July 7th to the 13th. So if you're looking for incredible deals with up to 56% off, then head over to the links in my description. Use this code on Amazon, this code on BLUETTI for an extra 5% off, and the Elite 100 V2 that just launched July 1st is on sale now. Go check it out so that you can have your very own battery bank. Okay, we're gonna see how this goes. It's my second time using it, but first time doing a flat ceiling. I think it's gonna be 20 times easier than a vaulted ceiling. And I'm spraying and rolling in the direction of the natural light. Now, what's happening? No, this is not going over well. I'm glad I'm starting in a room with green board because I can see how bad the spray is. God, I'm increasing the pressure a little bit, see if that helps. That's better. It's a really thick primer. Turned it up a bit more. I thought I was max, but we're good. All right, that's better. Much better. Putting my mask on now. All right, I'm gonna back roll. Hope it's still wet on this side. Oh, it is. Okay, good. So that took my sweet time. I'm only doing half of this wall because like from here over is going to be tile. So the rest of this room is really easy. This is way too much paint. I'm hoping this is just like growing pains of figuring out how to use this sprayer well and how much to spray, but like I use way more than I need and then I spend so much more than I originally would trying to get that excess off the wall. I don't know if I think this is better. I've decided I'm gonna stick this out and just keep trying my best. With this room, the natural light comes in this way, so I'll be rolling and spraying this way. And I think I'm just gonna see how the ceiling goes. If it goes well, if I'm figuring it out, if I'm not wasting too much paint, then I think I'll continue for the day, because I do think it's faster than having to dip the roller, apply it to the ceiling, because with the drywall right now, it absorbs so much moisture. And so that first coat, the primer, and even the first coat of paint requires a lot more than the last coats. So getting the paint up there is supposed to be a lot more efficient with the sprayer, because you would typically only get a roll or two across this ceiling before you would have to re-dip it. So I do think this is going to be worth it. I just think I had to figure out how to use it, deal with the growing pains of it, and get it all primed. An hour later, this room is officially done. This is the biggest room. I should be able to finish off the rest of the house, the 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and hallway, in the next 3 hours. Oh my goodness, I'm covered in paint. I didn't finish, clearly. I ran out of paint. So the frustrating part about using a sprayer is that you do go through like 30% more paint. And so I would have finished if I rolled everything. Oh my goodness, it would have taken me so much longer. So I'm really grateful I did it anyways. I have to go get 1 more can of primer. Time to get the walls done. The last bit of painting until there's more painting and more painting. And we're gonna have to see, was it worth it using the sprayer? I think it definitely was for the ceilings. Well, I only got 2 rolls worth. So yeah, I think spraying was faster. Officially, all of the rooms are primed. Want to know the difference between using a sprayer and back rolling and just rolling it out? Well, these 2 walls plus half of this wall took me 45 minutes, whereas this whole room is about the same size as the other room. It took me an hour to do all 4 walls and the ceiling. And in my opinion, the ceiling is way more difficult. I'm gonna go over everything to make sure there's no dings. Like, there are dings. I've seen a few spots I need to fix up. This wall was hit. First, we're using blue mud so that we can see it later on to know to reprime the spot. I am gonna go over all of the walls and ceilings with this 220 grit sandpaper, just lightly. The first roll of primer that I put on was a 15mm nap. So that's a little bit thicker, and it's really great because it gives it some texture, and then you can sand it down. So I'm gonna do that, and as I go along, I'm gonna check and see if there's any nicks, anything that needs to be filled with mud before I go ahead and start painting the ceilings. And of course, it's super important to use a bright light. That way you can see what's actually going on the wall. I literally could not tell. Everything looked perfect. I turned the bright light on, and then I found a little inconsistency in the mud. What's great about doing your own mudding, your own priming, is that you can go around and fix these things. Whereas sometimes with piecework, or if someone's having a rough day and they're rushing, they might not care about this little nick in the wall that I'm gonna be able to see when I'm laying on the couch in the office. So yes, I am being very picky, but it is gonna be worth it at the end. It's going to be seamless. Some were valid though, like you shouldn't be able to see screw holes. And these corners weren't as clean as I wanted them to be. It's not perfect. Like, I am still finding spots, specifically the screw holes, like as if they didn't get coated a third time. I don't know. Or maybe I'm just being really picky because you couldn't see them before I primed and now you can see them. So now that everything, a lot of spots are remudded and dried overnight, I'm just gonna quickly give them a little sand and I'm gonna prime over them. There's a lot of spots. If it was just like one, I think it'd be fine. But like especially larger sections, I'm just gonna quickly go over it with a roller brush, you know, because I wanna be building for eternity. So taking time to do things right. The wall even more. Sometimes I'm like, is this truly worth it? Like, there's a lot of scratches in this room, so I do think it's worth it. But when you go and ding the wall again, at this point, I'm like, okay, paint texture is gonna cover that crap because I'm not mudding this again. Today is finally the day, getting the ceiling done, and I'm ready to go. We try. Oh, whoa. Well, I've got to say, once that first coat of primer is done, the first coat of paint is so much easier. It takes way less time. I don't have to do as many passes. I can do like half of the room with the sprayer, roll it out and then do the other half. Whereas before I was doing it in like 3 to 4 sections. So it's looking great. It's nice too, because like you can kind of see it on camera where the joints are, but not in real life. And so that third coat is just gonna finish it right up. Time for the last ceiling coat. This is just gonna completely, well, other than the walls, wrap this whole thing up. Not being able to see the ceiling mud, what a huge difference. Whew. Oh. That always feels so good. It feels like the beginning of the end, but in such a good way. Most of the stuff in this house that gets hidden is done now. All of the mudding, all that sanding, you don't get to see your artwork. It's hidden artwork, as someone said in my comments. All the rough-ins are done. Everything is buried and hidden away now. And now we get to move on to the really exciting things, like the kitchen. I think Cam is even gonna move into the office. We're gonna have space again, like space to just be. We're gonna be able to look out these windows every day, make dinner in a fully functional, fully sized kitchen. So here's to the beginning of the end, the finishing work, the stuff you actually get to see, the stuff you can get excited about and that other people understand, like, oh my gosh, there's a kitchen in here, there's a floor in here, you have paints on the walls. But of course, it's not the end of this channel. I have so many different projects planned for the future. So stay tuned, subscribe. It's a really big goal of mine to reach 100,000 subscribers. I'm almost at 60,000. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, comment, interact. It actually really does help within the YouTube algorithm. And I'm gonna see you next week. We're installing the